violence has broken out in the state once again, and in fact, what the latest we are gathering, the situation in Manipur remains tense as an economic blockade by the Kuki-Zo Council continues in the tribal areas, protesting allegedly against the security forces' action against women in the Saibol village of the Kangpokpi district. In fact, hundreds of demonstrations stormed the SP and DC offices, pelting stones and causing widespread chaos. Videos circulating on social media shows armed individuals among the protesters, with some wielding sophisticated weapons. The blockade, which began on the midnight of January 2nd, restricts vehicular movement and transportation of essential goods. The tribal body has vowed to intensify protest if compensation is not provided to the women injured in the alleged baton charge on December 31st. In fact, these are the visuals coming in on your screens right now. Meanwhile, the Committee of Tribal Unity has called for a 24-hour shutdown in the Kangpokpi, citing the Central Forces' presence in the Saibol as unnecessary and provocative. Protesters have also extended to sit-in protest in certain areas, denouncing alleged atrocities. The conflict, which escalated with the clash between the Kuki-Zo women and security forces earlier this week, highlights deepening tensions in the state, with over 250 lives lost and 1,000 displaced since May last year. Manipur's ethnic strife shows no sign of resolution as of now. Well, this is the latest which we are picking in from the state of Manipur, where fresh set of violence has erupted. In fact, tension remains as the economic blockade by the Kuki-Zo Council continues in tribal areas. In fact, these protests are against what had happened between the security forces and women in the Saibol village. In fact, the latest we are gathering that many such videos have circulated online. In fact, what we are understanding latest on the ground, that tensions still continue to prevail. In fact, I've been joined by PK Mishra, who's the former ADG of the BSF. Sir, a very good morning to you, sir. And first of all, to begin with, if you can just throw some light for our viewers on this very latest developments we are picking, exactly why these fresh unrest were reported from the state of Manipur.
I can well tell you what exactly has happened. I have spoken to Kangpokpi itself, to one of my officers who is deployed there. So he was available on 31st evening also, when the basic Kuki-Zo community women, they were protesting. They had a fight with our security forces, those who were deployed in Kangpokpi, particularly in Saibol village, and there was a clash in which few of the Kuki-Zo community women, they were injured, and that erupted violence. And most of this Kuki-Zo community, they came out on the road in Kangpokpi, and there is an economic blockade in hill areas. They have done it, and now they are demanding all the security forces deployed in Saibol village should be withdrawn, and this has to be done. And then they started pelting stones to DC's office at Kangpokpi and SP's office at Kangpokpi, and it so happened thousands and thousands of protesters with stones and all the lathis and all, they came out, and they were having weapons covered in blankets, and firing was going on, and SP Manoj Prabhakar of Kangpokpi was injured and he was hospitalized. Of course, his condition is safe now, but I can well tell you that this economic blockade is still going on, and they have asked for another 24 hours. They'll be blocking, and they are protesting. Their demand is withdrawal of all security forces from Saibol village in Kangpokpi, and payment has to be made to those women who were injured by security forces. And most of the hill tribes have joined the demonstration, and the violence. The violence has erupted very badly in Kangpokpi. I can well tell you, Kangpokpi is the only place where violence is there for the last so many months, more than 1 year. And I don't understand as to why security forces, those who are there in 80,000 strength in Manipur, cannot control a small district like Kangpokpi. I just spoke to one of the officer who is deployed in Kangpokpi, and he was telling things are pretty bad. And most of the Kuki-Zo community, they are on the road and they are fighting for it. And they are fighting. They are throwing stones. They are I mean they are having lathis in their hand, and a number of them are having weapons. They are covering the weapons with blankets. They are on the road. So it is a very pathetic affair, and I'm telling you what happened in 3rd May of 2023. Similar incidents are occurring, and Kangpokpi is out of control. And I hope uh, today morning, of course, situation is better. I just spoke to Kangpokpi. Situation is better, but economic blockade is going on, and things are pretty bad in Kangpokpi.
Sir, so will it be okay to call it the fallout of the Saibol, what happened in Saibol? And we are also understanding that there was some sort of destructions of the community bunkers as well.
Yes, in Saibol and above that, a number of bunkers were made by Kuki-Zo community and the Kuki-Zo Chin tribes, those who are there in Myanmar. They are available. They have penetrated into Manipur in thousands of strength. They are already there, and these rebels are having automatic and sophisticated weapons, and they have constructed bunkers to fire against the security forces and fire against mighty villages and mighty communities. And that is how these bunkers were being demolished by security forces. And that is how those militants and miscreants and also the rebels from Myanmar, those who are available, they are from Kuki-Zo Chin community. They are protesting and they want that bunker should remain so that they can fight it on. And you see how the drone attack was all there. Everything was done from those hills, just backside of Kangpokpi. Those hills were created, I mean, bunkers were created by this Kuki-Zo Chin community just to fire on security forces and also the mighty communities and mighty villages. And things are pretty bad. And security forces, they are going on destroying and demolishing those bunkers, and they're required also. All the bunkers have to be destroyed and they have to be demolished. Things are pretty bad. The way deployment they have done, this Kuki-Zo community, things are pretty bad. This is not the way they could have deployed with bunkers and weapons to deploy.
Sir, do also come in on that. You have a vast experience on the ground as well, sir. How can law and order be restored on the ground, and particularly in this very area where latest visuals of violence are emerging?
Yeah, I will tell you, I was there for about 10 years in Manipur. I know each and every village in Manipur. It can well be controlled. There is nothing which cannot be controlled. Kangpokpi is a place which can be controlled in 24 hours. We have so many forces, security forces, all those hilltops. There should be permanent posts on the hilltops, and there should be they should be in communication with Kangpokpi district, where a bunker should be made for the security forces, like it has been done in Srinagar, with proper communication. And we have to also deploy maximum uh, women security forces, because they are also required. Because when Kuki-Zo community women are coming up to the street and they are firing and they are throwing stones, you require women forces also. And so the CRPF lady forces, they have to be deployed in proper strength in Kangpokpi, and full power should be given to security forces. Now UPSPA is there, and anyone violating, anyone who is seen with weapons should be apprehended, and he should go to jail. There is no question. And two more things have to be done. Number one, Manipur Myanmar border to be totally deployed with in BOP concept by a border guarding force. Number two, Manipur Myanmar border to be fenced and to be dominated. These are the two things which have to be done, because the rebels of Kuki-Zo community, they are coming from Myanmar and they are helping these persons with weapons, and they are providing sophisticated arms and ammunition to these perpetrators. And there is nothing that it cannot be controlled. can be controlled, and it was controlled earlier also. There is no difficulty in controlling a small district, no question.
Well, no difficulty in controlling the situation in this very district. Thank you so much.